Hi, I'm Kirk Alter. Many of you know me already. I've been in this business for a long time, since the early 1970s. I started in the field as an apprentice and worked my way up and have been from apprentice to foreman to superintendent, all the way up to growing a company into quite a large company and then selling it to key employees. I've also been in the education business for a long time because once we sold the business, I went to Purdue University to teach in the construction engineering and management program. And so I've been involved with IEC for many, many, many years and have served on lots of committees and spoken at conferences in all 50 states and have worked with many companies, including perhaps some of yours. On October 1st and 2nd, I'm going to be at IEC Chesapeake working with Grant to deliver a 2-day, 16-hour program in pre-construction. Now, let's talk about pre-construction. Everybody in the industry understands that pre-construction is important. We all say that we highly value it. You do in your companies, I do in my company. We all have systems and processes, and all of us know that very often our pre-construction planning services actually end up coming up short. And they do because we allegedly don't have enough time. We allegedly can't involve enough people in the process. It's expensive. Even though we say it's important, we're not sure that we really believe that it has high economic value. And sadly, the way that we run our pre-construction meetings and processes, all of those things that I said are actually borne out in that. And so in this session, we're going to take a completely different look at pre-construction, because pre-construction planning actually starts way back during pre-sale. It goes all the way back to the strategy of your company. Who are we calling on? Who do we want to do work with? What kind of work and what niche? And so it starts with project selection, customer selection, and then that leads us towards estimating, beginning with conceptual estimating. And so we shouldn't be putting in hours taking off drawings and projects that have low probabilities. And if we do get them, we'll have low yield. And so we're going to dig in and say, is there a different method, a different process that we can use that will take us from pre-marketing, pre-selling, pre-estimating, all the way to successful completion of the job at margins that are at least as high as we planned when we went into the job? If you think about your companies, with all good intentions, what you end up spending time focusing on in most of your pre-construction processes, how can we redo the estimate, beat the estimate by 10%. Heck, for many companies, the mantra is during pre-construction planning is, how can we beat the hours by 10%? Well, folks, if you can beat the hours by 10% regularly, you ought to be asking a different question. And that question is, what are we doing wrong in estimating that we continually estimate high by, say, 10%, that we then can beat the plan by 10%, therefore feeling good about ourselves? I don't think we should feel good about ourselves when we do that. Another thing we shouldn't feel good about is the very normal process in our industry is we have an estimator estimate the job. And then once we get the job and it's awarded, then the project manager comes in and he or she essentially re-estimates the job. And then we finally give the job to the foreman or the field superintendent, and he looks at the job yet a completely different way. On one hand, you might say, well, we've got different sets of eyes on it, and that's a good thing. That makes it more efficient. No, you should have different sets of eyes on it, but your process is redundant, repetitive, and constitutes rework. In this 2-day session, we're going to streamline the pre-construction processes, completely blow up the way you think about doing it now, and leave the session with a standardized, systematic approach that will allow you to achieve better estimates, higher profit, happier people, both estimators, project managers, foremen, company owners. And all you have to do is spend 16 hours at IEC Chesapeake on October 1st and 2nd of this year to do that. I really hope you come. We're here to help, and I guarantee that you will leave with tools that you'll be able to use immediately. Thank you.